job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Omaha Supernovas postgame show brought to you by Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Welcome back to Edition Arena, Orlando, Florida Pro Volleyball Federation action. The Supernovas find a way. This was gritty, this was gutty, this was all the things, grinding. The Supernovas improved to 5-3 with a 4-set win, 3-1 over the Valkyries. And Coach Renee Saunders next to me. Coach, what's the headline?
I think Maggie Cartwright's the headline. I think she made a big impact in a really important set that we needed to win just for momentum and morale and all the things. And so her coming in and literally getting 4 kills off of 6 swings to start was a huge boost of confidence for the team. The other headline is brilliant move by Bird to switch her hitters in that 4th set and get Brooke Nuneviller back into the swing of things on the outside. And I think Betty kind of rises to the occasion, especially against the big block. So it was fun. It was exactly how I hoped it would go, and I loved how Maggie Cartwright came in and stepped up.
It's big in that there were several reasons and opportunities for things not to go Omaha's way. And somehow, some way, different players step up, assume sometimes different roles than expected. But yeah, the headline is Maggie Cartwright. Let's talk about what she brought to the table and how. How did she have the impact that she ended up having?
I mean, she has fresh legs, right? That was her pro debut as a rookie, 28 swings, 10 kills, 1 error, 2 blocks, 36% termination, 250 as a hitter, which was one of our better attackers. Our middles hit 380 and Tori hit 270. So middles were involved, but I think Maggie was just she brought a spark of energy that they needed, they always talk about how we have this good balance of youth and experience. I think we needed a little bit of youth in this game, a little bit of energy, a little bit of passion. And I felt like we were kind of blah after the second set. And we turned around, we handled it fantastically.
How much of this, and you want to give full credit to Maggie, right? One, to come in and to simply produce. There are people who often get called who don't produce. Not only to produce, but let's go back that it took Coach Bird making that decision and spinning the wheel, going into her deck of cards and pulling the absolute joker in Maggie Cartwright. Look, give Coach Bird credit. That's a great decision.
I think he pulled the ace in that one, actually.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it was a great decision. I know it was something we did a walk and talk today back from the arena to the hotel, and Maggie was someone that she wanted to get on the floor today, and I was hoping for it, right? Especially since her and Jill both played at Arkansas, but just the energy she brings, the fresh legs she brings, knowing that Jess has had a lot of swings. Jess is sounding French like Kendall, so I think she's got a little cold going on there.
Yeah,
I think it's just it's a great decision, and it was finding the right time to make that decision. And she She did it at the right time. Maggie provided the boost, and then everybody's level of play went up.
How much of this can be attributed to you had seen Omaha as they existed? You didn't have that sort of current tape on Maggie Cartwright. If you're Orlando, you haven't seen it. And so it's really like you do what you do, and you hope you do it right. But when they attack in a certain way with a certain player that you haven't schemed for, it's advantage to the opposition.
Yep.
Well done, right?
Yep. I think the same thing kind of happened with Mayfield in Columbus, too. Like, she comes in and she makes a big impact because people hadn't really seen her playing on that outside pin. And so now there's film, right? Now there's footage. So you got to prepare. But at the same time, like, if I'm an opponent, like, you've got to prepare for all of our players because we've used so many different players at different times to do certain things, right? They all bring different things to the table. Picking which one to put in at the right time and then going from there is vital. And I think that Bird has done an exceptional job of making those decisions when the team needs them most.
Even adding to it, it's that thing that you kind of premonitioned. Hey, big moment. Here comes big moment Briggs to get you the critical serve and finish in the set. Again, another opportunity for Coach Bird to make a decision and have it pay off.
Oh, 100%. I mean, Briggs has come in on set point in a ton of matches, or a ton of sets and a ton of matches for them. Here comes the superstar right now.
Well, she deserves all of the airtime.
I know, we should probably.
All of the airtime. It is full on. Look, it's a Maggie Cartwright bio at this moment because of what was done. What was done here. First of all, Maggie, congratulations. Listen, you've got to be thrilled to show patience, trust, and being a great teammate, and then stepping up in a moment like this and having a game. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Well done. So, again, you get the nod, and you put in the work because we kind of heard whispers that maybe it's Maggie time. But you get the call, and then you take the floor. What's going through your head at the pro level? Like, you're a professional now, and in the biggest moment of your life called, what were you thinking?
I mean, I can't lie. It's crazy to think that I was in college 2 months ago-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of went out there and I knew my teammates had my back and I knew that they had confidence in whoever went out there and they chose me to go out there and I just wanted to perform for them and seeing Jill on the other side of the net might have put a little fire under me.
Yeah.
I know she was getting kind of fiery too. So I think just knowing my team trusted me, I was just like, okay, I'm going to go in there and rip it. You know, I practice with them every single day. So why not?
How big is it to have Coach Bird trust you?
I mean, it's cool. I think we have a cool relationship. Like, we joke around with each other all the time. We're always poking each other's buttons. But when it comes to game time, it's pretty cool when she called my name. And I was like, I know, like, we're cool and we have that friendship. But also, she's like, it's game time. And I knew that she trusted me to go do my job. And I was like, well, if she trusts me, everyone else trusts me. Like, why the heck can't I, you know?
What's this experience been like? As you said 2 months ago, it's a different life in a different world.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're on the road as a professional and watching this team grow in this league, right? To have a crowd on a Sunday afternoon in Orlando, Florida, show up to watch the best women's volleyball in the country. What's that do? What's that say to you?
It's awesome. Honestly, a few years ago, I wouldn't have ever imagined anything like this. You know, I didn't know what I was going to be doing a few months back. But just to go to these games and have the crowds that these teams have, and especially at Omaha too, it's cool. It's fun to bring a ton of group of people from random states and random cities throughout America to come watch volleyball. And even we're in the hotels and they're like, oh, what do you guys do? And we're like, professional volleyball. And they're like, that's in the United States. And we're like, come to the game. And it's cool to see that people enjoy watching us play because I know we all enjoy playing for these people. And we just want it to keep growing, and we want people to enjoy watching us and, you know, hopefully inspire kids, younger generations to do what we're doing.
Coach Saunders?
I mean, you are. Look at these lines to get like you guys have ridiculous lines with 12,000 people at your games, obviously. Now Orlando has like every person in line to get their autographs. Like you are inspiring kids, and it's so fun to see. But what I really want to know is, have you always picked people up? I don't remember you picking people up in Lincoln. Like I watched you play your last college game. Like you're a really good volleyball player, but I don't remember you picking people up. When did this start?
In college, my setter, she's smaller, and anytime she's a fiery little ant, and I'd just pick her up. And even Jill, she would get blocks, and I'd pick her up. So Nazi Nazi's
it was so easy.
Yeah, I'm like, you're tiny. Tori got a block. I was like, I stopped picking people up over 6 feet.
I was waiting for you to pick Tori up. I'm not going to lie. And I'm like, quitter, what are you doing?
In practice, we'll have to practice.
Yeah, practice that. That'd be awesome. No, I mean, it was so much fun because, like, obviously, like, I've seen you in practice. I know what you're capable of. And you got moved from, like, the non-active practice roster to the active roster, which is already a huge compliment. But then have an opportunity to go against your former teammate. Were there some eyes at the beginning, maybe just a little bit?
No, we felt the energy, I would say.
For sure, because you would get a block and then she'd want to blast you back.
Yeah, she got that block, and I was like, it's my teammate at the same time, but I was like, dang, I got to get that one through. So
there was a little bit of fun there.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming you had a ton of fun playing at Arkansas. You had a phenomenal career there. Now you carried over in your pro debut, and I don't know if you've even seen your numbers, but you had 28 swings, you had 10 kills, you hit 250, which is fantastic at this level. I mean, you had a heck of a game.
Thank you.
As a whole. Go back to your career, right? You've had an illustrious career through your club days, your high school days, all that. I love asking people, who's your favorite coach and why? What did they provide to you?
I mean, honestly, I've had a good amount of coaches, and I've always enjoyed my high school coaches. So no hate to them, but I think Jason Watson and Macy at Arkansas, they were great. Coach Suze, they were great. I mean, just that whole staff. We've had people rotating in and out, and I think my ride or die has been Jason and Macy. And it's just Jason took Jill and I our freshman year, and we're like, what the heck are we doing? And he's like, I'm going to let you guys run with it. And I think he's had confidence in us since day one, and he's had confidence in me. And I think just how that gym was ran has really, I feel prepared. I felt prepared for this. Going from college to pro there's a difference, but I mean, those coaches always have my back. And to this day, I'll still call them. I'll still contact them. And just knowing that they're a support no matter what, I think they truly got us to this point.
It's funny because you, as a coach, right, there's so many ways you can impact lives, but the number one answer is always trust, right? As soon as my coaches show that they trust me and give me the green light and they're going to run with me or whatever, that automatically, it triggers something in athletes, and it empowers you, right, to do your job in an exceptional way. And you did it tonight. So he did a great job. Coach Susie, who came from K-State, you only had 1 year with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did she bring to the Arkansas program? Did that help you get to where you made it to the regional final?
Absolutely. I mean, I love Sue. She's so headstrong, and I would say I'm pretty headstrong too. So when she came in, I was like, I don't know if I like her. But she just kept grinding with it, and we slowly developed a great relationship. And after that, I think blocking and just defense just shot through the roof. There's obviously, I think blocking is one of the hardest skills, being a right side. It's tough blocking great outsides. I mean, you saw Jill, you saw Adora. I think they're great outsides, and that's tough. And Susie being in our gym at Arkansas, I think our blocking improved significantly. And she also just brought that fire where you're like, I'm not going to complain today. I'm not going to be like, oh, why me? It's just like, hey, dig the ball then. Just do it.
Right.
And so she brought that, and I think a lot of us enjoyed that fierce competitiveness that she brought.
Yeah, I can't believe you said blocking for her. And I hope to God she's listening to this, because my favorite Susie Fritz quote was, blocking is blocks are like birthdays. We celebrate them when they happen, but we're not going to spend a lot of time on them. And I looked at her, and I'm like, you're kind of right on that. But this game was a game of a lot of blocks, right? So do you think that as the match went on, do you feel like your guys' block got stronger? Because I felt like Orlando really won the battle at the net.
Yeah.
And if so, why?
I think I think we struggled a little bit offensively, nothing crazy. They were doing a good job, and obviously we've played each other already, so I think this whole league is adapting. We all know each other and who are playing on the other side of the net. So I think they did a good job. They adapted well, and they got some good blocks. I think for us, we got some good blocks. We got some good touches, and I know the stuff blocks that are straight down are super fancy and great, but I think we do a good job at just, grinding out on our defense. I think we got good touches. We have two, AZ and Jill, they jump high, and I think that's hard to adapt to as a blocker. And I think we slowly kind of got into it and got out of it. But overall, I think we got the touches that we needed to, and we've got great defenders to back us up no matter what.
Agree.
Maggie, you, again, fantastic performance. Congratulations. It is time for you to go celebrate with your teammates. An impressive win, a gritty win, and an incredible performance.
Thank you.
Job well done.
Thank you guys so much.
Well, toward the break, you're listening to DP. Coach Renee Saunders, that was Maggie Cartwright, player of the game. It's not even a question who the player of the game is in the post game. Well, toward the break, when we come back, Coach Bird is due up. The Supernovas win it 3-1. We'll be right back to the Supernovas Radio Network.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Road construction is complete, so there's nothing keeping you from getting into Mullen Motors. They can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2024 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2023 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from to make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Layton in Lincoln.
No tagline, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
A wise nation honors and learns from its past. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. February is Black History Month, a celebration of the contributions that African Americans have made to American history in their struggles for freedom and equality. Knowledge is our strongest tool against injustice. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Omaha Supernovas postgame show brought to you by Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Welcome back to the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty post-game show here in sunny Orlando, Florida, where the Omaha Supernovas just took down the Orlando Valkyries in 4 sets. We are joined right now by the coach, the head coach, Laura Bird-Kuhn. Coach, what a fantastic win.
Well, it was, now wasn't it, guys? It always feels better on the road. I mean, it was not pretty, but we figured it out. Figured out a way to win.
Got things done. That first set was a little bit of a run there, going into the 30s again. What is with you guys and going into the 30s, just playing extra volleyball?
We like to make it entertaining is what we like to do. It was crazy.
I love free volleyball. So, the more you play, the more, I'm cool with it.
She loves free volleyball.
But
She's sitting
I love
over here.
Long rallies. I love, extra points.
I just said that
it's
in
fun.
press. I said what people don't realize is how some of those rallies are like sick, like high
They're
level, like the
awesome.
defense. That's not like a normal play, and it's like, oh, the rally's still going, and it's probably some of the best defense that you'll see.
Speaking of defense, talk about a huge difference maker. Like it was like back-to-back plays. Vuchkova was serving.
Yes.
Has a great dig on a one attack.
Yes.
You guys win it in transition. Very next play, you've got. Oh look, you're on TV now.
I wondered if we were on.
Yeah,
video.
you are, but you. There you go. But then right after that, Brooke has a great dig. Like probably one of my favorite parts of volleyball is the transition from defense to offense. Right, the
Yes.
transition game
and
is
when they
so
get
much
kills
fun.
down the line, the transition to a line.
It's
That's
fantastic.
what got her back in it in the fourth set.
100%.
Yes.
But that's why was that missing in set 1 and 2 so much? Like what did you have to do to turn that on in them in set 3 and 4?
I think the locations of the sets, like it was pretty wide. Some of those were. I feel like I want to talk to you guys and have this right here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was just the sets were a little wide because she hit like in that set 3, she hit like 2 or 3 of them in the pin, and I'm like, okay. So just the little adjustments like that. But we also flipped our middles. We flipped the pins and the middles after that break because we needed a different matchup. They were just keying on everything we were doing.
What went into the decision to bring Maggie in, and how, I guess, early in these last few days did you have a feeling that you might be bringing her into a match at some point?
We got her in a couple of the sets when we played yesterday at practice, but we kind of talked about it. We talked about getting her in when we played Orlando back at home, and Jess was like solid the first set, and then kind of like everybody when we made those flips, and then we were like, let's just go Maggie, because you go back and forth, like start the starters, then put the subs in, or just make the flip. So we just made the flip because we just wanted to get a spark. We wanted to see what she had, and I told Jess be ready, and that's the thing about our bench. They're always ready. They're like so locked in. What do I need to do? Okay, what do I need to do? Because she knew. I mean, I'm like, we need to expose the line. Like you just talk to them. But that's what I appreciate about our team and our depth. That's never a negative vibe. It's like, okay, what should I do? What do I need to do? And that's what is so special about this team.
But like you look at that opportunity, right? Maggie comes in and like absolutely takes advantage of an opportunity and like changes the match.
Yes.
So as a coach, knowing that you have a grinding long season, that's got to give you a little bit of like, hey, like if we need to rest Jess's arm and her legs, we can just put Maggie in.
Yes.
So it gives you more like confidence and flexibility, But then here's the real question: is how do you decide who you go with when they're both really good?
That's the problem you always want as a coach, right?
It's
Like
a good
make us
problem to
make a
have.
decision. It's the same with Maeve. She played great. She played great for us, and it's like you want to keep going to them. You want to keep everyone's like competition up, and so it's a decision that now we have to make. And
How do you make it though? Like how do you make it? Like what makes you fun at
matchups.
matchups?
So it'll be matchups. It'll be maybe just like a vibe of the game, like when to do it, the timing of it. But it typically will be a matchup. Like we knew this was going to be a different match than when we played them at home because they were healthy. They had everyone back. So, we knew Taylor was going to be here, and then she cut her hand at the end there. That was
it
wild.
was an interesting, like it was same but different, right? Like the difference was there were some different people on the floor, but the result was still the same.
Yes.
And actually the type of match it was still the same.
Yeah. Which I thought would be way different down here.
Agree.
I thought it was going to be different.
Agree.
But
I had a different expectation, but then that second set they were so on in their block and everything else. What are some things that we can work on? Because obviously this league is filled with big blockers. What are some things we can do to make our hitters more successful against these big blocks?
Well, I talked to Nati about it. So I'm like, well, inevitably they see the same stats that we see. So they knew who was hot in each rotation. And you want to keep doing what you're doing until they stop it. Well, they stopped it. And so we just need to recognize it sooner when it's happening and then either move like they keyed on Jess. She was like, in fuego from both pins in row 1, and then on the right in row 2, we were going to her. So it's just knowing, okay, they're like going, so like reading the block sooner, just making those adjustments in game.
Just in-game awareness.
I get my question for you was going to be you kind of already asked it for me, but
Sorry.
Just the difference in the team for Orlando having Adora and I back in this matchup when she didn't play up in Omaha. Like, what was the difference? What were you going, knowing that she was more than likely going to play in this one. What was, I guess, the key to dealing with her?
Well, we adjusted our defense and we adjusted out of it then. She started hitting more cross. We thought they were going to go line way more. And by the end, in those last couple of timeouts, when they were taking timeouts, I was like, take cross, dig line. Like, make them hit line at this point because they started getting us cross. So it's that stuff. It's like making those adjustments based on the game because this match was not what we expected, obviously, our game plan. So then you got to adjust out of it. And I kept talking to Kendall about just digging cross and not worrying about her going sharp because you would see it. Like they weren't in system enough to even like get that. So she kept going deep cross. So just that stuff. I mean, but the thing that I appreciate about coaching this team is they see it and feel it too. They're playing the game. So you can like have it's an ongoing dialogue with them.
But
We're
Nadi
actually,
set that
one
up.
second. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Okay.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Their game plan was to go line.
Yes.
And then Nadi blocked the crap out of them.
Yeah.
I was like, go, little girl, go.
She
that was awesome.
so fired up.
But that's what changed their game plan was she actually had a presence at the net where you would like assume you could hit over her.
Right.
It's kind of like the same. I think people assume they can hit over Gillen.
Yep.
Right. And they can't. So I think Nadi set that up. How's that little Spitfire so good playing at the net?
It's her attitude, but she did jump in the net
a couple
multiple
times.
And I love it. And they're like, I don't know what was it? And I just look over at the ref and I'm like, because they can't feel it. So it's got to be your arm. Well, the one was her arm, but it was her body most of the time because she's
flying.
Yeah. She's hysterical.
She's all over the place.
She's hysterical. I thought she was going to like explode when we won that first set and she got a block and all that.
She was so excited. And it went all the way over in that corner.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I was like, let's go.
Make a statement, Nadi.
Yeah. Yeah. They're fun. I mean, they're fun.
Your turn.
Look, you're going great. You're on fire right now.
I'm so happy they came in with a win. Like Columbus, like watching on TV was so frustrating, and like you never know what the vibe's going to be on your next game, and like what they did. And I thought that their how they responded in set 3 said a lot about their character.
Yep.
And sometimes that youth, i.e. Maggie, putting her in brings that extra energy, then everybody gains confidence. And I think that then Brooke was hitting negative in the first couple sets. So her getting going a little bit helped. And it's weird how it snowballs, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a snowball effect. And so it was super fun watching them respond well after really getting smoked in the second set and literally nothing going our way. What's next?
So we head home and then we hit the road again. We go to Atlanta. And so the biggest thing now is the recovery and making sure that we keep everyone healthy. Yes, we're competing. Yes, we're in a good spot. But like now it's like keeping everyone, I keep the word endurance. It's like an endurance game for us. And it's recovery, so we can be fresh when we go to Atlanta. But that's literally a quick turnaround.
And you haven't seen Atlanta since the first game of the year.
Yeah, we haven't.
Things have changed. One last question before we get out of here. With this longer road trip, we've been on the road for quite some time. There have been matches in the Pro Volleyball Federation just about every night. Were you able to catch any of those back in the hotel? Were you watching any of those? San Diego gets their first win of the season. Everybody in the league has a win now.
Yeah.
How does that speak to the depth of this league right now? Because they took out the number one team. They took out Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
So,
and I think you're going to continue to see that. That's why the PVF, it's going to be competitive. I mean, it was like a cannonball into the season. It's not like we got to train these teams very long. And now you're going to see the impact of like getting to train and compete and play against the opponents. Everyone's going to be good. Every team is going to be good because every team has good players. And so now it's going to be an evolution of like the endurance of it. Who can stay healthy? Who can, continue to adapt and adjust as you go through the season? Win on the road because I think win on the road more than we win at home at this point.
Currently, but that's going to change.
It's okay.
Road Warriors. That's
going
to do it for the next Ag Appraisal and Realty post-game show here in sunny Orlando. Next time we talk to you, we will be in beautiful Atlanta with the Supernovas taking on the Vibe. Adios from the Supernovas Radio Network.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back,